You are the commander of Meridian Station. Your morning started with lukewarm coffee. It started with budget reports. That was 2 hours ago. Now, you stand on the command deck. A sea of silent, impossible ships fills your view screen. They are unwelcome guests at your front door. The void outside is no longer empty. It is crowded with menace. Your station, a beacon of human achievement, feels small. It feels fragile under their gaze. The klaxons are silent now. You ordered them off. Panic is a luxury you cannot afford. Every officer on the deck looks to you. They see your calm expression. They do not see your heart hammering. This was not in the simulations. The Academy never covered an armada of unknowns. They just appeared. A rupture in space, a silent tear. And then they were here. No warning, no introduction. Your knuckles are white on the command chair. You are the only thing between them and humanity's farthest reach. The station's defense grid is active. Its power hums beneath your feet. It is a comforting sound, a reminder that you are not helpless. But one look at the invaders tells a different story. Your defenses feel like a child's wooden fence, a fence against a tidal wave. Meridian Station is the jewel of the frontier, a testament to 5 generations of work. It is your home, and you will not let it fall, not without a fight, or perhaps something better than a fight. The first step is to understand. You open a channel to your senior staff. Your voice is steady. It betrays none of your fear. Tell me what we are looking at. Their ships defy simple geometry. They are all sharp angles and dark surfaces. The material seems to drink the light of the nearby star. Your sensors strain to get a reading. The results are nonsense. Mass estimations flicker between a freighter and a small moon. Their hulls are cold. Impossibly cold, as if they are not truly in this universe. They just hang there in perfect formation, a silent, disciplined armada. Your communications officer tries every frequency. He sends every known greeting protocol. He has tried for an hour. The response is always the same. Nothing. Just the cold whisper of deep space. It is a chillingly deliberate silence. They know you are here. They are ignoring you. This is a power play on a scale you have never seen. They are making you wait. They are letting the fear build. You watch the main screen. One of the ships is a monster. It dwarfs the others. Its design is a blade aimed at your station's heart. It must be their flagship. A grim thought enters your mind. They did not build these vessels for exploration. These are ships of war, polished and perfect instruments of conquest. Every line speaks of aggression. The crew works with quiet efficiency. They are professionals. They trust your leadership. But you can feel their anxiety. It is a low thrum in the recycled air. They are waiting for your orders, waiting for a sign of hope, waiting for you to pull a miracle out of your helmet. You wish you had one. Right now, all you have is a list of unanswered questions and a very bad feeling. A single tone cuts through the silence. It is sharp and clean. It overrides every channel on the station. On the main screen, the static vanishes. It is replaced by a single alien symbol. It glows with a malevolent crimson light. Then, a voice fills the bridge. It is not spoken in any human language. Yet you understand it perfectly. The words implant themselves directly into your mind. The voice is ancient and cold. It carries the weight of 1,000 dead stars. Your existence is an error. The words are flat, devoid of any emotion. We are the correction. The message is impossibly clear. There is no room for negotiation. There is no misunderstanding. This is an ultimatum. You will surrender this station. You will surrender your ships. You will surrender yourselves. The voice pauses. The silence stretches for a heartbeat. Refuse, and we will erase you. Your world will be dust. Your history will be forgotten. You will have never been. The transmission ends. The alien symbol fades. The screen returns to the image of the silent fleet. The bridge is tomb-like. No one dares to breathe. The threat was not a boast. It was a statement of fact. You feel the blood drain from your face, erased from history. The sheer arrogance is astounding. It is also terrifyingly believable. You look at the Dark Armada. They have the power to do it. You know they do. You call a meeting in the briefing room. Your senior advisors are already there. Their faces are grim masks of fear and anger. General Torrance, head of security, slams his fist on the table. "This is unacceptable," he roars. "They can't just show up and make demands. We have to strike now." A full torpedo spread on their flagship. He believes any problem can be solved with enough explosives. Sometimes you envy his simplicity. Dr. Aris, your lead science advisor, shakes his head. His face is pale. "General, that is suicide," he whispers. "Their technology is centuries beyond ours. Our weapons would be gnats against their hulls. They would annihilate us before the first torpedo arrived." He looks at you, his eyes pleading. "Commander, we must consider their demand." The room erupts into arguments. "Surrender? Never," Torrance shouts. "We would be slaves." Another advisor, a civilian administrator, wrings her hands. "But what choice do we have? Did you hear that voice? They will unmake us." The council is lost to panic. They see only two options: a glorious, pointless death, or a humiliating, uncertain survival. You see a trap. You stand up. The arguments die down. They all look to you. You are the commander. The decision is yours alone. "There's always another path," you say quietly. Your voice cuts through their fear. "They have shown us their strength. Now, we need to find their weakness." You dismiss the council. You need to think, away from the noise of their terror. This is a puzzle, and you will solve it. You walk to the primary sensor control center. This is where the raw data flows, far from the politics of the briefing room. Here, only the truth of physics matters. A young ensign named Lena is on duty. She is a prodigy with sensor arrays. She sees patterns others miss. If there is a flaw in that armada, she will find it. You trust her more than any general. You lean over her console. "Lena, I need you to look deeper," you say. "Ignore their hulls. Ignore their weapon signatures. Scan the space between their ships. Scan the energy they are bleeding into the void." The request is unusual. She gives you a curious look, but she nods, and her fingers dance across the controls. She begins a full-spectrum analysis, a deep dive into the unknown. For a long time, there is nothing, just the endless background radiation of space. Then, Lena gasps, "Commander, look at this." She points to a sliver of the screen, a faint ripple of energy. It is almost invisible. A ghost in the machine. "There is a harmonic resonance," she says, her voice filled with awe. "A tiny fluctuation across their entire fleet. It is synchronized. It is a single point of failure. A subtle vibration that connects every ship. It is not a weapon. It is not a shield. It is a byproduct. A flaw. A very small, very exploitable flaw. It is a whisper in the roaring silence of their power. And it is the most beautiful thing you have ever seen." You smile. A real smile. "Lena," you say, "you just gave us a chance." You return to the command deck. The plan is forming in your mind. It is a desperate, insane gamble. It is part science, part theater, and a very large part bluff. You are about to play the worst hand of poker in human history. The stakes are everything. General Torrance would call it madness. Dr. Aris would call it impossible. You call it Tuesday. It helps to have a sense of humor. You sit in your command chair. You feel the eyes of the crew on you again. This time, you have an answer for them. You will not fire a single shot. You will not surrender a single deck plate. You will fight them with a story. You will turn their own strength against them. Their perfect formation, their silent unity, will become their undoing. The flaw Lena found is an energy leak, a tiny, insignificant waste product. But they do not know that you see it. They believe they are inscrutable. They believe they are perfect. You are going to use their arrogance as a weapon. You will tell them a lie so big, so audacious, it has to be true. You look at your communications officer. Get ready to transmit a message to the alien flagship, you say. Your voice is calm. It is filled with a confidence you do not truly feel. But acting is part of the job. You are the commander. You are the shield. And you are about to become the biggest liar in the known galaxy. Let the games begin. You lean forward, your voice low and clear. Open a priority 1 channel. All frequencies. I want them to hear this on their toasters. The comms officer nods, his hands flying over the console. The channel is open. The entire station and the silent armada is listening. You take a breath. It is time for the performance of a lifetime. To the visiting fleet, you begin. Your voice is broadcast into the void. It is laced with iron. This is the commander of Meridian Station. We have analyzed the energy field you project, the one that unifies your armada. You let that sink in. You are telling them you see their hidden network. You are telling them you understand it. We have noted its unique resonance, a fascinating application of star-born physics. You pause. A pity you have such poor control over it. This is the hook, the insult wrapped in a compliment. Your power bleeds into the void. It is a waste, and it is a vulnerability. You can almost feel them listening. You can feel their shock across the vacuum of space. Let me be clear. You continue, your voice dropping to a dangerous whisper. This station now controls that resonance. We have woven our own systems into your network. Your flaw is now our weapon. It is a complete fabrication, a beautiful, glorious lie. Cease your advance. Withdraw to the edge of this system, or we will turn your own power against you, and your fleet will tear itself apart. You signal the officer. End transmission. Now comes the hardest part. The waiting. The silence that follows is different. It is not their silence anymore. It is yours. You have thrown your challenge into the void. You have made your move. Now you wait for their reaction. The command deck is so quiet you can hear the faint hum of the life support systems. Every second stretches into an eternity. The alien fleet does not move. It does not fire. It does not retreat. It just sits there. The dark ships remain in their perfect, silent formation. It is the most terrifying staring contest in history. Did they believe you? Or are they laughing at your pathetic bluff? Are their weapon systems charging for the final, annihilating blow? You have no way of knowing. You keep your eyes fixed on the view screen. You project an aura of absolute certainty. You cannot afford to show a single crack in the facade. Your crew is watching you. Their belief in you is the only shield you have left. If you waver, they will break. If they break, all is lost. So you sit. You wait. You pretend to be the master of a power you barely understand. Hours pass. The shift changes. The tension on the bridge becomes a physical thing. It is a heavy blanket smothering the hope you tried to create. You can feel the doubt creeping in. It is a poison. Did you make a catastrophic mistake? Did you doom them all with your pride? The long silence is their answer, and it is a cruel one. It is an answer that feeds your deepest fears. Your second in command, Commander Eva Rostova, approaches your chair. Her face is a storm cloud. She is a good officer, loyal, brave, and practical. She's also not a fan of insane gambles. She leans in close, her voice a low hiss only you can hear. "Commander, what have you done?" she asks. There is no challenge in her tone, only genuine, terrified concern. "I have given us a chance, Eva," you reply, your eyes never leaving the screen. "That's what I have done." She shakes her head. "You have provoked them. You have challenged an enemy we cannot possibly fight. You have signed our death warrant." The crew, they are starting to talk. The words hang in the air between you, whispers of mutiny. The last thing you needed. "The crew trusts me," you say, perhaps to convince yourself. "They know I will see them through this." Rostova's expression softens for a moment. "They do," she admits. "But they are scared. They see that fleet. They heard your threat. And now, this silence. They think you have lost your mind. They need to know there is a real plan. She is testing you. She is asking if she should still follow your orders. Your loyalty is being stretched to its breaking point. Not just hers, but the entire crew's. You are walking a tightrope over an abyss. Your bluff was meant to intimidate the enemy. But it is also terrifying your own people. You look at Rostova. "Tell the crew to hold the line," you say. "My mind is perfectly fine. The plan is working. Trust me." She searches your eyes for a long moment. Then she gives a curt nod and steps back. The crisis is averted, for now. Just as Rostova returns to her post, an alarm blares. Not the attack alarm. It is a chime from the science station. Ensign Lena is on her feet, her eyes wide. "Commander, you need to see this. The resonance field. It's changing." You are at her side in an instant. The screen shows the energy fluctuation you bluffed about. But it is no longer a faint, steady ripple. It is pulsing. The signal spikes and falls in a complex rhythm. It is erratic, desperate. Lena's fingers fly across her console, running a new diagnostic. "I'm cross-referencing the pulse with known energy patterns," she says. "It's not a weapon system powering up. It's not a drive signature. It matches the output of a biogenerator. A massive one." You stare at the screen. The truth hits you with the force of a physical blow. The energy leak is not a flaw in their weapons. It is not a chink in their armor. It is a failing life support system. The pulses are the last gasps of a dying machine. A machine that is keeping an entire civilization alive. Your bluff was more accurate than you could have ever imagined. You did not claim to control a weapon. You claimed to control their air, their heat, their water. You claimed to hold their very lives in your hands. And because their systems were already failing, they believed you. The long silence was not them planning an attack. It was the sound of their command structure breaking down in absolute terror. You did not just bluff them. You have broken them. The view screen tells the story. The perfect disciplined armada is falling apart. One of the massive, angular ships drifts slowly out of formation. Its running lights flicker and die. Another vessel begins to vent gas into the void. A cloud of frozen atmosphere crystallizes in the starlight. It is chaos. They are not preparing to fight. They are dying. Your bluff has had an effect you never intended. You wanted to scare them, to make them pause. Instead, you have pushed a refugee fleet to the brink of collapse. On the bridge, your crew stares in stunned silence. They thought you were a madman. Now they look at you with something approaching awe. Your impossible threat seems to have come true. The enemy is tearing itself apart. General Torrance's voice crackles over the comms. "Commander, they are in disarray. Now is our chance. A full barrage. We can end this right now." He still sees a military victory, a chance to crush a weakened foe. He cannot see the larger picture. He does not understand what is happening. But you do. You see the truth with chilling clarity. A new transmission comes in. It is not a station-wide demand this time. It is a narrow beam aimed directly at you. A single, small ship detaches from the chaotic fleet. It is an unarmed shuttle. It approaches your station slowly, not as a threat, but as a supplicant. The comms officer looks at you. "Commander, they are hailing us. They are sending images." He patches them through to your private monitor. The images are heartbreaking. You see a vibrant, beautiful world orbiting a brilliant sun. Then you see that sun swell. It turns from a life giver into a destroyer. It engulfs their home world in a cleansing fire. You see massive arc ships fleeing a dying system. Billions of souls reduced to a handful of survivors. You see them drifting between the stars for generations. Their technology is advanced, but old. It is failing. Their journey has been one long, slow extinction. They were not looking for a fight. They were looking for a home, for a star they could repair their ships under, for a place to rest. Their demand was not born of arrogance. It was born of absolute, soul-crushing desperation. They were a people on their very last chance. You are no longer facing an empire of warriors. You are facing an empire of refugees. Their aggressive posture was a mask, a shield to hide their weakness. They bluffed you, just as you bluffed them. They hoped to scare you into submission. They hoped to take your station without a fight, because they knew they could not possibly survive one. And you saw through it all, by accident. The choice is now yours. It is the Meridian choice. You hold the fate of an entire people in your hands. General Torrance is still demanding their destruction. It's a trick, Commander. A sob story to make us lower our guard, wipe them out while we can. He represents one path, the path of fear, the path of the clenched fist, the path of fire and death. Your second in command, Eva Rostova, stands beside you. She is silent. She has seen the same images you have. The anger and suspicion have left her face. She's watching you, waiting. She represents the crew. Their fear has turned to uncertainty. They will follow your lead. Whatever you decide, they will execute your orders. You can be their destroyer or their savior. You look at the broken fleet on your screen. You look at the small shuttle waiting for an answer. You think of the generations of humans who built Meridian Station. They built it as a beacon of hope, a light in the darkness, not as a fortress, not as a weapon. What you do next will define humanity's future among the stars. Will you be another tribe, fighting over scraps of territory? Or will you be something more? You make your decision. You stand and turn to your communications officer. Your voice does not waver. General Torrance, stand down your weapons, you command. The line is silent for a moment. Then a clipped "acknowledged" comes back. You turn back to the comms officer. Open a channel to the lead alien vessel. All visual and audio feeds. I will speak to them myself. The screen flickers, showing the bridge of the alien ship. You see them for the first time. They are tall, slender beings. Their faces are weary, filled with a profound sadness, but also a flicker of hope. Their leader, an ancient-looking being, stands before their view screen. You look them in the eye. "This is the commander of Meridian Station," you say. Your voice is warm. "We did not understand." "We see now. Your journey is over," you continue. "We are not your enemy." A wave of relief washes over the alien bridge. It is a visible thing. Meridian Station offers you safe harbor. We will help you repair your ships. We will share our resources. We will help you find a new home. You turn to your engineering chief. Transmit our complete energy schematics, our power generation codes, everything. It is the ultimate gesture of trust. You are giving them the keys to your station's heart, your defenses, your life support. You are making yourself as vulnerable to them as they are to you. It is a bridge built of data and faith. Eva Rostova looks at you, a slow smile spreading across her face. She understands. This is humanity's truest strength. Not weapons, not bluffs, but compassion. The alien commander bows their head. It is a gesture of deep, solemn gratitude. Across the void, the chaotic fleet begins to stabilize. One by one, their weapon ports retract. Their engine signatures shift from combat readiness to standby. The armada that had threatened to erase you is now an assembly of hopeful survivors. They accept your offer. On the bridge of Meridian Station, the tension finally breaks. A cheer goes up. Officers clap each other on the back. Some are crying with relief. You allowed yourself a small, satisfied smile. You faced down the apocalypse. And you won not with torpedoes, but with words. You won with a lie, and then with the truth. It was a good day's work. The first of their ships, the small shuttle, is now approaching your docking bay. You have sent a welcome party, not of soldiers, but of engineers and doctors. A new chapter is beginning, not just for Meridian Station, but for the entire human race. Your story was once confined to a single arm of the galaxy. Now, it is about to be shared. The standoff is over. The new dawn has arrived. Humanity's story among the stars has just truly begun.